And welcome back to episode 87 of Two Idiots Reading Comics. Today we're going to be reading Berserker, but first, make sure you like, share, subscribe this YouTube video, this podcast. Our socials are Two Idiots RC on both Instagram and Twitter. Facebook is Two Idiots Reading Comics. Go do all the fun stuff with that. Really help us out. But that's it, so let's get in the show. And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge. That's Davis Crocker. This is Two Idiots Reading Comics, and today we're not reading Batman.
No.
Talking about a movie that snuck up on us.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was coming out on the 1st of March. I thought it had a few more weeks.
Yeah. I guess that just lets you know how excited we are for it, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go see it in the
Of
first
course.
opening weekend. But the DC universe, yeah, how about we put that phone on silent, Dave?
Aggressive.
Yeah, I know. I like that hat, by the way. Where'd you get that?
Got it from superherostuff.com.
Cool.
It was part of my gift from my folks on, I guess, not
Whatever
request,
holiday you
on-
celebrate.
for Christmas, but on your
Recommendation.
There we
Yeah. That was a fun DM I got from Dewey. I was like, oh no, what did I do?
go.
And he's like, y'all need anything for the podcast? I was like, I think we're good, other than Amazon to give me enough.
Yeah.
I ordered 2 light boxes. Oh, well, yeah, we got lights now, or we have a
We
light.
have a light.
I ordered one kit that came with 2,
Yeah.
and Amazon sent me one with 1.
Jeez.
And I spent like 5 minutes with their little customer service robot, and I was just like, you know what? I'm a grown ass man. These weren't like the most expensive lights. If we really need another one that bad, I'll go buy another one. But I don't know what we're talking about. No, I just wasn't super excited for this Batman movie, so I like didn't even know when it was coming out. They just kept showing ads, so I assumed
Yeah.
it was soon. But
Like all the ads and they've sent out, I think they've got like 4 preview
posters.
posters and shit, and every time like I've just like no interest, zoomed past, never stayed long enough to see when it was coming out,
Yeah.
and so it's just like, all right, cool.
No,
Hey,
I mean, I like Batman. It's just like the DC movies are all like, it's basically like a 50-50 shot if it's going to be good or
Yeah,
not.
and that's my biggest issue. I have no problem with the guy that's playing Batman
Robert
and Bruce
Pattinson.
Wayne.
Yeah.
I think he'll do good.
Yeah.
But it's just
You know what this looks like to me? You know how Christopher Nolan's Batman with Christian Bale?
yeah,
If you look at that series, they don't go like super outlandish with it. It's all
True.
stuff that theoretically could still happen. Like the villains are Joker, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul,
Bane.
Scarecrow, a Bane that doesn't use Venom, and then
Which was kind of interesting.
Talia al Ghul and
Right.
Catwoman's in there. None of those people, at least this Bane, doesn't have superpowers. So
Right.
it's all like stuff that could very much like be practical and could actually do, except for like the nuclear bomb in the third one. Like
yeah, where he
something
puts
that-
it in the ship and
yeah. And that looks like what they're kind of going with here, because like you see all that stuff and none of it is like, I think is there even a bat plane? I haven't seen. I only, like I said, I only watched like
The only things I've
one
seen about this one is the
preview.
fact that it's going to be, it's going to be a loosely based on Batman Year One.
yeah.
He's got like a muscle car that he's got a souped up engine in, and then
Yeah.
they show one that
It's
seems
very
to be
practical.
later
Yeah.
that he actually put a rocket in it,
Yeah.
made it like what you would think is an iconic Batmobile,
Yeah.
but still with the original muscle car body.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't look like the Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a tank.
Right,
Yeah.
which was still cool. But again, that Batman had Fox in it, so he had his engineer,
Lucius Fox,
Lucius
yeah.
Fox. He had his engineer. He had time. He'd been doing it for years, so he had a little.
Not in the first one. Batman Begins.
That is right. That was
That
a
was
year.
an
That was
origin.
a year one.
Yeah. But
Huh.
like even in these villains, like Riddler's very practical. I assume they're not going to go super over the top elaborate with all his schemes or whatever.
I still say you should have brought back Jim Carrey.
That doesn't hold up as good as you think it does.
No, I know it doesn't. It's called sarcasm.
Oh, okay. But the Riddler, Penguin's in it, and Catwoman, those are all very practical characters that they don't have superpowers.
Yeah.
And so it looks like, now this looks like they're trying to go a lot darker with it, which.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, I mean, this is the one hero you can do that with, but it's just like, how much, I mean.
Can we get a murder mystery?
True. I mean, I guess this does seem a little more detective.
Well, because you're going to have the Riddler. He's going to have to figure stuff out. I'm just glad they're not doing the George Clooney Penguin. Was that Clooney's Penguin? Or was that?
No, that was Tim Burton's.
Tim Burton's Penguin.
Tim Burton, I think that was Michael Keaton.
I did not enjoy that Penguin. That was creepy.
Danny
DeVito's Penguin. He was, that made me, made me feel sick.
Nightmares.
Yeah, I was not. Mm-mm. Like, I won't watch those movies because of the way they made Penguin in that one. And no shame on shots at Danny DeVito or anything like that. It's just Danny DeVito. But
my nephew was over one time and he was like, I want to watch Batman. I was like, okay, let me go. Like, I'll find a good Batman story for you. And he was like, no, that one. I was like, Tim Burton's 89 Batman? You don't want to watch that one. He's like, no, I've watched it before. I was like, looked at his mom and she's like, I don't know what he's talking about. I was like, you have not watched 89 Batman before. And then he clicks on it. He's like, yeah, I have. Clicks on it. And he's like, this looks old. I was like, yeah, it is old.
89 Batman.
And then he like scrolls forward. He's like, that's not what the Joker looks like. I was like, that's Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I don't know what you're finding out. I was like, you little bastard. Like, listen to me.
Like, you don't understand what you're even watching.
I know. But, and then like, I was like, hey, watch like Justice League Doom, the cartoon where it's like Batman's plan to take down all the Justice Leaguers gets stolen.
Oh, that's cool. I like that idea.
It's an awesome animated movie. It's on HBO Max. I was like, yo, watch this. And like Cyborg plays a big role in it. And he was like, that looks dumb. I'm not watching that. I was like, I will whip your ass, you little bastard.
Calling the animated DC movies bad.
I know. Yeah, but yeah, so all that to say, we didn't realize the Batman movie was coming out this week.
No. So we didn't do Batman this week.
Yeah, instead, we have an awesome book out of Boom Studios written by Keanu Reeves.
That's right. And we'll hit the rest of the credits.
Yeah.
We got a writer, again, Keanu Reeves and Matt Kent, Kindt. I'm guessing that's Kent. Illustrated Ron Garney, colored Bill Crabtree, and lettered Clem Robbins. So,
I think this has already been bought by some streaming platform.
I can completely understand why.
Oh yeah.
I read this. Now,
this
is probably one of the fastest reads I've ever.
Oh yeah. This came out like right in the middle of the Keanu hype too.
Yeah.
So you knew this shit was getting bought.
Yeah, I think it like literally issue 1 came out, and then somebody said, "Oh yeah, we've already bought the rights."
Yeah.
I don't know who, but it was like immediately issue 1 a week later. Yeah, the rights have already been bought.
Yeah.
So we will see this on screen, whether it's animated or live action.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind live action, but I kind of would like to keep it animation.
Keanu is,
but it's Keanu, and he's going to do it live action.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could get away with a little more aggressiveness with it being, because this book is graphic.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, this guy also does John Wick, so I don't think he's going to be hurting for action and all that.
No, and the way this was set up, it's like with Saga, you couldn't get away from the storyline. Yeah. I feel like this one you could take some stuff away and add a few things, and it still would flow.
Okay.
Because in this one you don't get. It's just kind of pictures and little text. And this is his history.
If you catch yourself like just reading the words and not looking at the pictures, you'll be done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But this one, like, the pictures really do tell the story. And then it's mainly a conversation between him and this government therapist who, I think when I was reading the single issues, I think I read 1 through 3, and then I bought 4, and just it went on the stack that I still haven't read. And so the twist at the end where the therapist has had enough and just comes in there and is like, I'm gonna tell you everything now. I was like, fuck, now I'm back on it. Like, I gotta go finish.
At the very end, she's knocking on a. What is he? What is his name? Is he Berserker? Is he a Newt? Does he have a name? Or do we? Or
I think he goes by a Newt. But,
or is it intentionally not really?
Well, when
giving
you've
him
lived that
name?
long, I'm pretty sure his name's changed a few times.
Yeah, 80,000 years.
Yeah. I think a Newt, but I'm gonna call him Keanu the entire time.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was cool about this is not. I had no idea where this story was going. All I knew was from when you and a buddy of ours first got it.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, well, he's a badass that can't be killed, and he's just kind of a soldier, like a super soldier.
Mm.
I didn't think we were going back to 80,000 years ago, and he was going to be the reincarnation of a god. I guess is how it needs to be put.
The origin seems kind of like, like the Greek myths where like the gods just had sex with a human and then he came. But not
the lightning.
But in the it went
the visceral lightning strike into her with JJ was
and then like the next panel was like a lightning monster fucking her. But
did you notice that when that was happening, it was her, like she was fading into that thing, and then it was her also.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was doing it to herself.
I didn't catch that.
Oh,
but it just looked like some dude made out of lightning was.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figured that's where it was going,
but this was also. I think I almost admitted to doing something. I read this in a time where I probably shouldn't have been reading it, and I should have been doing other responsibilities. And so I was trying to like read quick, so I was like flipping through this, but no. So it's kind of like I imagine he's kind of like Hercules and Achilles, and no, Achilles wasn't demigod, but I assume he's like a demigod.
I can see that. It's definitely got that idea to it. Yeah. And again, I do like the fact that we're talking about like 80,000 years ago, so we're talking about like the first iteration of humans.
Yeah.
Had a god. And
they seem very intelligent for the first.
I mean, 80. I don't know how long humans have been around, but it just does seem.
Anyone does, Dave.
Well, I know that no one truly does, but I don't even know what the idea is of the oldest human.
I don't know.
But either way, I'll be really intrigued to see if, like, how much they're going to show within that 80,000 years. So far, we've just got his origin.
He's like set himself up where like, if this is a hit and like, then he could like license a spinoff where it's like Keanu in the middle of World War II.
Yeah.
Keanu in the Civil War. Keanu in like the
Roman Empire.
And what was it? The one where the Christians went and killed everybody. The Crusades.
Yeah. They definitely did set up for a lot of either spinoffs or
just cool stories.
Cool story arcs. Like, hey, these 4 issues, we're going to talk about him doing this for them.
Now, when the mom went and prayed again, and the second lightning strike happened, was I the only one hoping that it was going to be an evil brother?
Yeah.
And then there's basically going to be.
No, I wanted it to.
Because like it'd be like him, Wolverine and Sabretooth, where they just fight each other like
for eternally. Yeah. I was totally waiting on that to happen. Like when they showed back up, she was gonna be pregnant again, and then we were gonna have that idea come to life.
Yeah.
Not the helmet.
Dagger? Yeah, I don't know. It was I couldn't tell what it was.
Siphoning thing. I don't either.
Well, that's supposed to be the key to his mortality.
And we definitely can tell like where he's going with the with his psychologist, I guess you'd call her.
Therapist, and something like that.
Yeah, where they're taking his DNA and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like
the government
him explaining his past, and they're gonna go find this thing.
Yeah.
And figure out
now the question is will the government like figure out how to make super soldiers before then, and then he's the one that would be interesting.
I think that
because it's like if I was doing this, it'd be like he gets the thing that makes, because he said he doesn't want to die. He just wants the ability to die.
Yeah, he just wants to become mortal.
So if I was writing this, he would do that. He would get the thing, become mortal, and then the U.S. government would show up with all the super soldiers, and he's like, "Well, fuck, I can't leave all these people running around."
Now he's got to try to kill them, but
they can't be killed.
Yeah, but now he can be killed.
Yeah,
and he's got to. Yeah, that would be cool. I'll be intrigued which way they do go with it, and what's Diana's secret? What's she gonna blab about here?
Oh, I mean, that's obviously some type of government secret.
Of course, but
like, I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But this is definitely this is cool. I got hooked in 4 issues.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm hooked.
I don't know how many issues have already come out.
I've got 6.
I think it was going to be a 12
I've
issue
got
series.
6 sitting in my room right now.
I think it's supposed to be a 12 issue series. I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
But I imagine if it makes money, Keanu, which they did a Kickstarter for it, so it's pretty much paid for. Everything else should just be profit by now. So,
cool.
But we gotta kill a little more time, Dave. We're just gonna like talk now. So at this time, for us in the week, speaking of prehistoric people, which I guess technically that's not prehistoric, but Horizon Zero Dawn's coming out.
Oh my God, yes! I'm so happy. Well, it's Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
And holy shit, she's gonna be able to throw shit. She's gonna be able to fly. Well, glide.
Yeah.
It's like they took.
I finally saw the trailer you were talking about with the Cobra. That shit does look cool.
Wrapping around the old building. And
now you've been like super skeptical of all video games since Cyberpunk 2077 came out.
Yeah,
which you weren't even buying. Like
you
weren't the one that got burned by that.
Yeah, it's not even the fact that I even got burned. It was just getting the secondhand burn from everybody else of how can we trust? Like I haven't not trusted a video game in a long time, and now that trust has been a little bit broken.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get it opening weekend. I'm gonna drop a lot of money next weekend.
What's next weekend?
Pokemon has the card game has a new set coming out.
Oh, good Lord.
And then Horizon Forbidden West. And then I think either the week after that or the 2 weeks after that is the Elden Ring. It's the it's the people who made that really tough game that everybody loves.
The Lord of the Rings one?
No, but it's kind of like that.
Dark Souls?
Yeah, Dark Souls. It's the people who made Dark Souls, but they made an open world game called Elden Ring.
Ooh.
And George R. Martin helped write like the lore
story
to it.
And shit. Shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that might be fun.
Yeah. But that's gonna come out like 2 weeks later.
Ooh, and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga comes out in April. I'm so excited.
Don't you have like every? I mean, I guess they change it up like every time.
Well, now the characters are actually going to talk. Like it's going to be like,
have voice actors.
Like they actually are going to do dialogue of the movie and shit now, instead of just being the mumbling and you. Like if you know Star Wars, you know what they're saying, but
But
now they're going to do spin-offs. It's open world, and
I wish they would do that with Pokemon games. When Legends Arceus came out, I said I'm gonna fucking read it all. I'm gonna pay attention to the story. People in Pokemon games are so goddamn repetitive, and I just end up like fucking skipping through everything
because it's just the same shit over and again.
Yeah, it's like
you need to beat me to get past me and go get this.
Yeah, that, and then like it's like, hey, we're gonna go meet over here to fight this legendary Pokemon. All right, meet us over there. So you go over there. They're all standing out front. It's like, okay, are you ready to fight this legendary Pokemon? It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I came here to do that.
Literally came here.
We don't have to have another 30-minute conversation re-saying everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God damn it. But No, there's a lot of good video games coming out right now. Have you got Legends Arceus yet?
No, I haven't gotten
I'm telling
it.
you right now, it's going to be a must own.
Yeah.
I would dare to say maybe even buy a second copy and don't take the plastic off.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. Dude, bro, if you found not even just like, red, blue, Game Boy Color, if you had a sealed version of like Pokemon Platinum right now,
jeez,
which was Gen 4,
yeah,
you'd be like $300.
Wow.
Um,
Didn't realize Pokemon had gone that crazy lately.
The Gens 1 through 3, there is a problem with like the battery in the cartridges go out, and Gen 2, which is like silver, gold, and crystal, like won't allow you to save because of that. But like red, blue, yellow, and then emerald, sapphire, and ruby, and then like fire red, leaf green, they can all save, but like they have a mechanic where depending on what time of the day it is in the game, certain Pokemon come out, and that fucks up that. But at least like you can still play through those. But when like the DS came out, all those cartridges, as far as I'm aware, like all of those are fine
because they, I guess,
and so like
don't have that battery aspect to them.
Yeah, but like the fucking cartridge games, they're not like CDs where they don't, where like if they play them too much, they burn out.
Yeah.
Like as far as I'm aware, the cartridges, as long as you take care of them, they play good forever.
Wow.
And so like Pokemon games, like last year I bought a copy of, what did I find? It was in the case, I think it was Pokemon Black, which I had never played through, and I heard Gen 5 is like the best story of all the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
And it was like 100, like not even with plastic on it. It was like $125.
Shit.
And I'm trying to collect all the.
Yeah, I know you've been trying to do that for a long time.
You can. They have, like people have gotten like empty cartridges, slapped a sticker on the front, and put like a ROM hack, basically took the code from the games, slapped it onto an empty cartridge, and then they'll sell it for like $35.
Huh. But I'm sure it's got corruption in it.
It's like, I don't think you can do certain stuff, like you can't trade online, but like if you're just playing the story, I think you can do that. But I'm trying to get like the actual like certified games.
Nice.
I have all the way Gens 1 through 3 have complete.
Like both variations, and then that third one they usually put out.
I have red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, and then emerald, ruby, sapphire, and then fire red, leaf green.
Fucking shit.
Now I'm pretty sure I saw a video on how to like fix the batteries and stuff. But you have to like use a soldering iron and all that. I'm like, I just need to like take this to somebody to do that.
That needs to be somebody doing that.
Yeah, but so yeah, now I just gotta get like Gens 4 through whatever, and then like now that I know I'm doing this, like when Sword and Shield came out, I bought both. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I bought both, and now I have Legends Arceus.
Now is Arceus gonna be 2 like they've been doing, or is it just Arceus right now?
I think because they added like that whole new game mechanics where it's like pretty much an open world.
Right.
I think they did it in a non-main series line Pokemon game just in case they fucked it up.
Then they can just go, hey, this is early history. Y'all can either ignore it or accept it. And then
they didn't. That's why they didn't make it a main series game. And then just I feel like that's what they did was to test out to see if this works, if people like it. And hopefully, because I mean, people fucking love it. It's awesome. Hopefully, I love the Switch, but every Nintendo system seems like it's like a generation behind of a PlayStation 5 and Xbox. I wish they would finally just go on like, hey, we're trying to like keep up with like visually graphics and like everything, and then they like made a main series Pokemon game for like a new Nintendo console like that. That'd be awesome.
the thing I've always seen about the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo, of course, had the Game Boy and all the Game Boy. You got to play your shit wherever you wanted to, and so they got in that early.
Yeah,
and no one else has really been able to replicate that. PSP failed.
Yeah,
and I had a PSP. I loved the hell out of it, but it was too clunky.
Well, Nintendo, like, even then they had like the 64, which was a home console, the Game Boy, which wasn't. And Nintendo had it right to where, like, okay, we make specific games for the handheld and specific games for whether it's the 64,
that makes
GameCube, or the Wii.
Yeah.
And then we make specific games for what is Game Boy, DS, or Advanced, or whatever. Yeah. And Pokemon was always on the handheld. I think where PSP messed up is where, like, oh, you can play all your games on it. And it's like, why would I play a lesser version of a game mobily when I could just go home and play,
just wait till I'm home, and that makes sense. And then I guess now with the Switch is like, it's a console, but it's not a console, and
it can be
but the memory in it is so small that you can't.
It's a handheld. But it's like the most souped up handheld we've ever made.
Yeah.
And then there's also like you can put it on this docking port and play it as a console.
Right.
But systems wise, it is still a handheld. Now there is rumors coming out that might be a Switch Plus, or there might be like a docking console that you can plug into your Super HD TV, and at least like it'll upgrade your graphics.
The graphics, not just like you're playing on that the way I feel when you hook the Switch up to your console, air quotes, is it's like hooking your computer to the TV through an HDMI cord. You're just projecting. You're just projecting it on the screen, and you can tell like,
and you're playing 720p on your 4K TV,
right? And you can tell it's like, oh man, this looks a little, it's behind a little bit, and.
But I mean, the new mechanics that they did in Legends Arceus, I'd love for them to put in a main series Pokemon game.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome. I mean, I haven't gotten to play yet, but what I've seen of it, haven't heard bad things. Well, I mean, there's always bad things, but
I mean, the story's like above average, but they weren't. They weren't doing this.
Very careful about this.
They weren't doing this for a good story. They were like,
they were very careful about the game. Like we focused all on game mechanics. If this succeeds, we'll produce it.
This is why, like, I think I could be totally wrong about this, but I think Game Freak, who has made like all the Pokemon games in the past, was working on this, which is why they had a different company do the Gen 4 remakes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, no, that's a lot of games coming out. It's been a lot of fun. I think we're within time now, unless you got something else you want to talk about.
Well, the only thing I've got left is the fact that, like, going back to consoles is I haven't convinced myself not to get a PS5 yet, but also haven't convinced myself to get a PS5 yet. And
knowing your wife, that would be like your birthday, Christmas, and Valentine's Day all in one.
Yeah. It'd be,
Unless you want to start doing like the Two Bears birthdays. I could copy one.
Yeah, but see, the problem with the Two Bears birthdays right now is you might can get my gift.
Yeah.
I can't get your gift. I can't stay on that level right now.
All you got to do is just like, hey, we're not going to have a kid.
Yeah, sure. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah, I'll cut that out just in case Bailey listens. But yeah. I don't know. We are reading
Crossover.
Donny Cates is back.
Really back.
Yeah.
I did not realize how much he had out until
oh my gosh, dude,
you look at the back like in the back of the printed copies, and we'll get into that.
And that's just all of his Image comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's next week. Sorry, no Batman.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's not like
we get enough of it over the years.
It's not like we won't be doing a shit ton of Batman eventually. Yeah. But next week is Crossover, and we'll see y'all Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.